International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is annually observed on the 17th of October. This is according to the General Assembly of the United Nations, the resolution that they took on December the 22nd of 1992. It was the call to action by Father Joseph Resinski for overcoming extreme poverty that he did 32 years ago on October the 17th. And the recognition by the United Nations of the day as the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, which inspired the observance of October 17 as the World Day. And poverty in all its forms, everywhere. So also in St. Martin. The United Nations explains what they understand with the word extreme poverty. They say that extreme poverty rates have fallen by more than half since 1990. While this is a remarkable achievement, today 1 in 5 people in developing regions still live on less than $1.90 a day. Millions more make little more than this daily amount, and they are at risk of slipping back into extreme poverty. Sustainable Development Goal number 1 aims to eradicate extreme poverty by 2030. The theme this year is acting together to empower children, their families, and the communities to end poverty. In addition to the commemorative event to be held by the United Nations in New York on October the 17th today, commemoration of the International Day are being organized worldwide. The online community is asked to use the hashtag #EndPoverty to share messages about the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty via social media. Here in St. Martin, the University of St. Martin, USM, the Ministry of Interior and Kingdom Relations, BUC, and the UNESCO St. Martin, in commemoration of this International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, will kick off their Sustainable Development Goals seminar series on SDG number 1, No Poverty, with 2 guest speakers who will elaborate on the topic Combating Poverty in St. Martin. Topics which the presenters will reflect on are what initiatives have been taken to combat poverty on St. Martin, what is the poverty line on St. Martin, and can we eradicate the poverty on St. Martin. Ms. Lucy Morales from the Ministry of Interior and Kingdom Relations, BUC, will give an introduction on the Sustainable Development Goals and the SDG 1 No Poverty Goal in particular. From government, Ms. Rose Puran Fleming, Policy Advisor of the Social Development Department at the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, will present the policies of the government of St. Martin to combat poverty in St. Martin. Whereas your servant, Raymond Chisurun of the St. Martin Anti-Poverty Platform, will share the struggle of the platform to eradicate not only extreme poverty, but also the relative poverty in this part of the kingdom. While this broadcast will air in the news of this evening and tomorrow, the event will take place in the USM Lecture Hall from 7 to 8:30 tonight. The doors will be opened on 6:30 p.m. We will try to get a recording of the presentation and will definitely come back in our subsequent press conferences with our analysis of the seminar on this no poverty topic.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
You deserve it, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sing it, everyone. Sing it. Let me hear you from the bottom of our hearts. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve.
More than 35,000 views for video on affordable health, food and nutrition program. Attention. We have been informing you, the Anti-Poverty Platform and the Consumer Coalition, about the initiative, and it's still the talk of the town. Not only locally but also internationally, the Affordable Health, Food and Nutrition Program for the poor and needy households and the consumers in St. Martin is getting a lot of attention. The interview which the Dutch reporters of Caribbean Network did when they visited the health fair when the second container arrived received more than 35,000 views already. Looking at the moment of shares, likes, and comments on social media, which videos on our health fair are getting aired by local reporters such as the St. Martin Daily News, 721 News, and our own public broadcasts, we can conclude that we have definitely got the attention not only of our society but also abroad in the kingdom and in the region. Membership and attendance registration. The most interesting figures which prove the successful response of the local consumers are the following. We have now more than 3,000 members in our program. The first container brought 1,300 members in the program. The second container brought 1,200 new members in the program. And this week, another 500 new members sign up for the program. How often members are making use of the program? Since Saturday, we started to register the attendance of each member to get an idea. More than 1,500 persons came to purchase their produce, and some visited the Wi-Fi more than once during this week. Members are asking why they have to write their name and phone number each time they come, and if they registered already as members. But there is no better proof than your own handwriting to prove that you was present. The statistics we get out of these data will prove to government and the community that our members do want the fresh quality and affordable fruits, veggies, and provisions is not a one-time hype, but a regular need of our members. Successes: limes, green peppers, cucumbers, carrots, watermelon, tamarind, coconuts, provisions, spices like cinnamon, thyme are high in demand. The third container, in no time the green peppers and carrots were finished. Well, we also have some obstacles. There are always obstacles to confront. One of the obstacles is the need for volunteers to start early in the morning and the challenges to handle the line of patient members with their shopping bags much faster. We are hereby appealing to our members to give us at least 4 hours a week of your time to volunteer with the United Consumers Association. We are grateful for the assistance of the volunteers who have supported us in the program so far. Our volunteers, who are also consumers, understand the vision that to keep the prices affordable, not only for themselves, but also for all their volunteering, is showing the solidarity with all consumers. A reminder, we have an upcoming event this Saturday. So a reminder for our event on this Saturday, October the 19th, from 10 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. There will be free health screening, health information, personal diet advice from 10 to 4. And this is thanks to the assistance from stakeholders such as the Collective Preventive Services, CPS, the American University of the Caribbean of Medicine, AUC, and again, our volunteers. Do not miss this opportunity to check your health condition and ask questions related to your specific health conditions.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
So I'm one of the nurses of the ambulance team. We are with 4 nurses. The ambulance team works mainly outside on the road. We do home visits, whereby we visit clients at home to administer medication, do the follow-up, counseling, whatever.
Eddie, where are you? Come now. Martin, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. Easy going, man. What about you?
A little anxious these days.
How come? What happened?
I think somebody trying to kill me.
Okay, you taking your medication?
Yeah.
So, where's your pillbox?
In the house.
You going to get it for me?
Yeah.
The most rewarding aspect for me is the appreciation that I get from clients and family. Yes, we know we would all want a big salary, but that is what counts for me. Well, what I would like the community to know about mental health in general is that it's not a stigma. I noticed on St. Martin that it talk about somebody's crazy. It's not somebody's crazy because a mental illness can be drugs, alcohol induced. It can be a trauma after disaster, which we saw, for example, after Irma. So it can have different reasons. It's not that when you see somebody is behaving different or strange that you say the person is crazy. And besides that, somebody can be treated.
Thank you. Take care.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
St. Martin, I want to let you know that the Dutch, or the Kingdom Council of Ministers, have no intention of allowing St. Martin to grow in the manner it's supposed to. They say they are concerned, but their actions are proven to be different. We all know in 2017, after the passing of Hurricane Irma, what the Dutch did. Yes, I have to admit, the Marines came in, we got some food, some funds and so on, they fixed some roof and tarpaulin, and for this we are very grateful. But what they are doing now is using the Hurricane Irma in order to get more control on St. Martin. We can remember very well when the then Prime Minister, Mr. William Marlin, he said, we are on our knees, we need assistance. At the time, we did not even know how much it was going to be, what was going to be a loan or a grant. Eventually, it turned out to be 550 million euros. And what happened? These came with conditions. What were the conditions? Integrity Chamber and the Border Control. They have the Border Control right now, but they still are busy with the Integrity Chamber. But what made me say that they don't love St. Martin and they don't want us to progress was when the government at the time came up with 3 institutions, the Ombudsman, the General Auditing Chamber, and the Court of First Instance to be set up to run the Integrity Chamber. But what did Mr. Plastic say? He doesn't trust St. Martin institutions. To what he was in essence saying that all of us are corrupt. So please do not be misled by what they're saying. There's an Indian saying that goes like this: they speak with forked tongue, F-O-R-K-E-D, which means they're saying one thing, but they mean another. And their actions are showing us that this is what they want to do, is to destroy St. Martin, put it to the point where they themselves can take control. Why is it they would come in with the World Bank? We all know the World Bank is an institution that has procedures that have to be followed, that are tedious, that are meticulous, and it's time consuming. Why did they bring them in? Because they knew that by bringing them in, the delay will cause more harm and more damage. Again, Prime Minister William Marlin had warned us that they wanted to control this island. And what did they do? Slander him, all kind of vicious commercial that came out, even on the international level. If you love a country, if you love a people, would you do this? No, you would not. And then look at what they also wanted to do. They wanted the members of parliament to reduce their salary by 10% before they get funds. Now, why do you want to intervene in the internal affairs of St. Martin? Because you have your own agenda. If people would take careful note, they always put interest, the harbour, GB, TLM. Why? And the airport. Why? Because these are institutions that can make millions and millions of dollars, and if you can control these things, you control St. Martin. They have always been interested in finances, law enforcement, and administration. You never hear them talk about education. You never hear them talk about health. You never hear them talk about sports. People of St. Martin, do not be fooled. They're interfering, intervening, meddling, obstructing St. Martin's growth. Can you imagine, after 2 years now, the government that was there can only boast of 7 homes? We don't want to talk about the Red Cross because they did what they had to do. We're talking about government itself. What has happened to those funds? People of St. Martin, I know that there's an election coming up, and many say they're not going to go out to vote. But if you don't do so, you will not change the situation. You will not change it. It is up to you to make a change. I'm busy reading a book there by one of our stalwarts, Mr. Jose Lake Sr., and he said, and let me paraphrase, one of his challenges was that he could not get the people to understand that they have the power to make change. And I'm saying to you today, you make use of that opportunity to make a change. The Dutch government, and I'm sure you heard the late one where they wanted to put a law where they would take the management of the law enforcement from St. Martin and place it in The Hague. What does that tell you? They want to control St. Martin totally and completely because they have their own agenda. And I can tell you, I had my own experience with Prime Minister Rutte. And before I continue, let me correct, because I wrote an article, I mentioned him as the one who said certain things. I have to attribute him to Mr. Plaster, not Mr. Rutte, so that can be corrected. But let me tell you of my experience with Mr. Rutte in Holland itself. During an excursion, he said to us to our face, St. Martin is in an ideal location for trade and commerce. What does that tell you? Once a pirate, always a pirate. They will never change. So when you get a chance on January 9th, please go out and vote, people of St. Martin. Vote for the change that you want. Don't let an outsider who has no kind of sentiments, who refuse to acknowledge slavery and to say that they were part of it, do not think that it will change today, because they remain the same. So you make sure when your time comes that you go out and do what you have to do. It is the people of St. Martin to decide who is in government, who control this island, not the Dutch government.
How are you doing this morning? Good. So, Rebecca, thank you for coming. I work as a psychologist at the Mental Health Foundation. I mainly see children and adolescents, but I also see adults. So whenever there's a crowd, that's when you're starting to feel
nervous.
Okay.
Nauseous.
Okay, it is kind of like your body. We are so used to taking care of our body. If we have a little ache in our foot, we know to rest it. We know, okay, I might have walked too much, so I need to rest. Now, of course, that can be just an ache in my foot, but I can also break my leg. Now, for breaking my leg, I would have to go to the doctor. So that kind of goes the same for mental health illnesses. So you can come in for something little as, I'm really stressed out lately. What would you need? A little bit of rest. But someone can also come in with way more difficulties. We're not here to judge right or wrong, good or bad. Is it helpful for you? Fine. Is it not helpful for you? Okay, then let's see what we can do about it. But not a wrong nor right, absolutely not. It's a magnifying glass without judgment.
Well, there's still a lot of stigma on the island, unfortunately. It's not a topic that people easily talk about, and that's a shame. They're afraid that they get judged, and there is still quite a bit of judgment. I mean, often we hear, don't go to that crazy house. Once you go in, you never go back. And it's just not true, We treat a lot of patients here, and a lot of them, we get back on their feet.
Our goal at the Mental Health Foundation is for us to help you improve your life, for you to live a better, happier, and fuller life.
Well, any type of shooting, Mr. Brown, or any type of crime, it's something that would not, be acceptable in our community at all. We are all together people living in this island, and we have to look and care for one another and encourage one another. I believe that, everybody looks to government for all the solutions, but we need to also look at one another and be our brother's keeper as well. So I would like to extend, condolences to the family members of those who have been touched by these crimes and wish them well. And certainly the government will be looking at what measures can be taken to try to mitigate these types of crimes and situations. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister Smith. Minister Johnson.
Permit me to just add on a few remarks in regards to the sensitivity of when we as a community put center stage these types of acts, and we sensationalize everything in that regard. We are indeed a tourism destination. I know social media sometimes goes like wildfire, voice notes nowadays goes like wildfire, but at the end of the day, what is the impression, what is the image we are selling for our destination? For every negative media report, it takes 10, 20 times that amount of effort to recapture that positive attention. What I hope to see from our very professional press corps on St. Martin is to continue to ensure that positive news continues to be the headlines of the day, continues to ensure that indeed ministers are accountable. Yes, our parliamentarians are accountable. Every facet of this country is accountable. But let us not forget how sensitive we are still as a country in terms of the rebounding as a nation from the 2 hurricanes that we experienced, and more so how sensitive we are in recapturing our tourism market. That is very important for us as a nation, what we sell both in our media, printed, as well as our online media, as well as our image we sell through social media. Through indeed, as the Honorable Prime Minister indicated, it is indeed unfortunate that these things take place, isolated cases, but indeed to sensationalize and make it seem as if there is mass shootings everywhere and it's total chaos in St. Martin. I surely cannot subscribe to that, but I do hope that the people of St. Martin remain mindful and indeed seek the necessary counsel if need be, through whatever experience they might be having, and indeed peace and